I really encourage every insured, every policyholder to do the boring, unthinkable thing and read your insurance policy.
Yeah, there you go. So, hello and welcome to MPN Expert Highlights, Home Inspectors Edition. I'm Emma Riggi, the director of MyProfessionalNet, and today I'm joined with John Torvi. John, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Happy to be here, Emma.
Before we jump in, do you want to take a second to introduce yourself to our subscribers and tell them a bit about yourself?
Sure, thank you. Well, I'm happy to be here again and supporting the home inspector profession throughout the United States. I've been in the insurance business for about 32 years. And during that time, I've really focused on small businesses and the efforts and tasks of small business owners. And I think the home inspector profession really fits into that category. So I think we'll have some good things to talk about.
Definitely fits perfectly into our small professional service firms that we work with. So today, like you mentioned, we'll be discussing insurance. So let's start off really basic and just start with the question of why. Why is it that people need insurance?
Okay. Well, it's a great topic. A lot of folks really have either a misunderstanding or a pure dislike for insurance, and it's totally understandable. Not only can it cost some money, but it can be very confusing. And when a person or a business owner needs the coverage, that's when it's really important. But let's take a few steps back and talk about, as you asked, why insurance? Well, first of all, from a licensing and legal perspective, some states require both licensing and or insurance. In fact, 25 states require insurance in the United States. So roughly half of the states require that you carry some type of insurance, either errors and omissions or general liability. And about 30 states require licensing. They're not mutually exclusive either, which is also very interesting. But it puts the dilemma on the potential insured or on the home inspector to decide, hey, I don't need this. Why should I get insurance? Well, the first thing that we need to talk about really is that anyone can get sued. And that's really what the insurance is all about. And that's what happens when a professional service provided by a home inspector takes place. An allegation can be made against that home inspector. It's not an admission of guilt. It's not a burden or a verdict of guilt, but it's an allegation, and anybody can get sued by any unhappy homeowner, buyer, seller, or anyone else involved in the transition or transaction process. So that's really the big issue there, Emma, is that the insurance provides a legal defense for the policy holder. Lawyers are expensive, and you pay for that insurance, and the first thing, again, it does for you is provide an attorney to provide a defense for you.
So going right along with that sort of theme, what are some of the common terms, some more common terms that we might hear that go along with insurance, sample, a claim or claims? How would you describe that?
Yeah, an insurance policy is very much a legal contract, and it's written by lawyers, so it can be a little thick to get through it. And it does have a lot of terms and definitions that are really important when it comes to your coverage, how you cover it, and what you're going to be protected for. A claim, as you mentioned, is, again, an allegation of an error or omission or other act allegedly performed by you or your team during the course of providing a professional service. And I should say, while the focus is on E&O, errors and omissions insurance, home inspectors are also vulnerable to general liability claims. We'll talk more about this later, which are property damage or bodily injury incurred. So if you leave the water on or make the floor slick after checking the water, homeowner comes in and slips and falls, that's also a potential claim against the home inspector. There are a bunch of other terms that we'll get into again at another point, but I really encourage every insured, every policyholder to do the boring, unthinkable thing and read your insurance policy.
Yeah, there you go. So what would you say is the most important thing that an insurance policy does? So what, to go along with that, why is it so important to read?
Getting back to that contractual language, an insurance policy, and it's right at the top of the very first page, it provides a duty to defend. In other words, the insurance company has a duty to defend you. Okay. And whether the allegation is seeming realistic, or is so outlandish that it's crazy, and we've certainly seen a number of those types of claims, the insurance company still has the responsibility and legal duty to step in and protect you and defend you. On the other hand, you also have a duty as a policyholder to report a potential claim. A lot of folks say, well, I'll fix it, I'll manage it. I don't want to report it to my insurance company because my rates might go up. Well, you put yourself in jeopardy by doing that, because potentially if you try to handle it yourself and it goes south, and I've got a number of examples about that, but if it goes south, the insurance company can say, hey, you really messed this up, Emma. You should have let us handle it, but you dug a big hole, and we're not going to defend you any longer. So they have a duty to defend you, and you have a duty to report a claim or a potential claim to them within a timely manner as defined in your insurance policy.
I know this is a quick introduction, a very basic overview of insurance, but I think it's important for all of our subscribers to hear, especially because the next time that we talk, we're going to be doing a video podcast episode specifically related to insurance, like you mentioned, that is more relevant to home inspectors, and we'll go a little bit more in depth there. So I do encourage anyone listening to come back and watch that. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you again for joining me and giving us this introduction. But before we really wrap up, can you let our subscribers know how they could reach you or get in contact with you, just in case they have any questions or want to speak to you?
Sure, I'm very happy to do that, and I can be reached at my email address, which is j.torvi, Torvi, advisory, so j.torviadvisory@gmail. My phone number is 401-744-2173, and I'm happy to go through policies with any ALEA or potential ALEA policyholder, talk about the coverages, and hopefully keep everybody out of trouble.
Wonderful. And I will put all that contact information right up on the screen in the video, so it should be easy to find. Thank you again for joining me, and I look forward to talking next time.
Thank you, Emma. Have a great day.
You too.